Hello. How is everyone doing? Ben, Chris, thanks for joining. How was your Saturday? Just getting that set up over here. Been all right. It's going all right. Pretty good. Got some work done for my full time this morning, getting ahead on the week so I can focus on other stuff. Want to do some Party Corgi website dev today. I was feeling a little about the design, so I went in Figma, so we can look at that. So here is the original. And then I was surf and dribble, as I normally do every morning. I found this. This is pretty inspiring to me. More vibrant, more colorful. Feels a little more fun. So I use this as inspiration to take into a different direction. What do y'all think? Just writing up some videos to record later. You've been on a roll with those videos and courses. It's crazy. I admire you. I haven't had a chance to really dig in on the most recent ones in Egghead. I feel like my brain is like at capacity for learning lately, but I do plan to. I have an Egghead subscription. So we got an H1 here, an inclusive community of content creators helping each other grow. With the CTA to join Discord, I feel like this button could be a little more loud or higher up on the hierarchy. I'm a little stuck on like this content here. Like we are streamers, yes, we are writers. We talked about putting like blog posts using like RSS or something. This kind of feels like a second iteration type thing. This gradient is pretty loud, but I don't know, I kind of like it. And I'm playing around with like the 8-bit feel because the Party Corgi itself has got that 8-bit going. Trying to do one every weekend. That's awesome. So are you learning stuff and then also making videos around it, or is this stuff like you're already pretty familiar with? Can you put the Discord icon in the button to help it out a little? I'm going to bring up my icon jar. Depends. I've been familiar with this stuff. I've already done. Cool. It will get to a point where you have to learn more and more, though. I see. Will that slow down your process at all? And maybe you have to do some work, some learning throughout the week so that by the time the weekend hits, you're ready to hit record. Do you use ScreenFlow? I can't remember. All right, so Discord logo. I think I have that somewhere. Twitch. Maybe not. Logos. Let's see. Adobe. So like Premiere. I have to go grab the Discord logo. Very cool. I think the learning curve is a bit higher for those two than ScreenFlow, but I think they're also a lot more powerful. I did a little Premiere in college, but that was a long time ago. You can do animation and stuff, right? With those? Let's grab this guy. Yeah, it's really nice to be able to normalize audio across all of the video with Audition basically inline. By normalize, you mean like the levels so that the volume is the same throughout. I kind of just winged that on my first video. Ben says, over the past few weeks, I've been dipping my toes into the Adobe Suite. Nice. Yeah, I have it. I pay for it. My wife and I both use it. Her more than me. But I just have Photoshop and Illustrator, really. And I very rarely use them. Only like very specific use cases. Figma does fine for me for the most part. All right, so I grabbed that Discord logo. I need to add that to my icon jar. So I don't have to do this again. Yeah, I think you can do animation. I use some of it to block passwords and stuff if I need to. Oh, I see. Cool. Yeah, I think you can do like cool like intro animations and stuff, like animating elements, SVGs, etc. But don't quote me on that. My computer is pretty laggy while I'm running OBS. I think I just need to grunt through it until I stream more regularly and deserve to buy a Elgato capture card. Figma is also a memory hog. I've had, like on some of my client work or full-time work, where the files are just giant, my computer will just straight up go to sleep. After Effects is a big animation tool. Ah, you're right. Yes, that sounds more accurate. But I do think they play together, or play nicely together, because it is all Adobe Suite. I think it'd be cool to do a little intro animation for YouTube videos or something one day. I don't know if I'll ever get there, but how are you liking the Adobe Suite, Ben? And also curious what you're using it for. I think this would maybe be better white. Holy lag. It wasn't this bad when I was on here with Nikki. I'll close out of that. I wonder if there's any other programs I can close out of. I don't need Spotify anymore. I can kill icon jar. If only Robert Tables was here. At another stream we were talking about 2 PC setups, and the streamer found him a PC for around 600. Cool. I've already got the PC part taken care of, so for me it would just be the logistics of hooking them up and managing like 2 computers at once. So I guess I'd have to have 2 mice that I'd be juggling back and forth. And then my overlay and stuff is all living on my Mac when I update it, etc. So I'd have to do something like you did, Ben, where you're just deploying to Netlify. You have like a website or something hooked up. So right now I'm tinkering with Lightroom. I played a little bit with Lightroom back in the day for like photography stuff. As it upgraded from a Logitech webcam to a Sony. Ooh, nice. I did notice that upgrade on your stream. Man, icon jar is doing more than I'd like it to do. I don't need to back this up every time I open it. I'm still running a Logitech cam for now. I just have the like C922 or something. But I do wish I had some depth of field, although because of the green screen, it wouldn't really matter at the moment. I'm not really in a place where I can show my background because other people are living here. But one day, I think that will change when I'm able to like buy a house or something. And then the depth of field would be awesome. You could set up like a nice background with cool stuff. I put my peripherals into a thing that can switch back and forth. Ooh, so like a switch. I think I have one of those for HDMI, like for my TV. So I don't know what should go here. Like, if no one's live streaming, which most of the time that'll be the case, is it just a list of streamers, kind of like I had on the original design? Yeah, I'm really liking the new design better. Kind of makes this one feel lame. And then do we want like a page? Like I do have a navigation. I'm sorry, this is so laggy. Oof. So clicking this, would this just be a list of streamers? Also, a lot of people in the Party Corgi Discord have a blog, and people will link articles now and then, but not always. It could be cool to have a list of Party Corgi bloggers as well. That could be a different nav item. Eventually you want to look into doing dev videos, so Premiere will help with that. Ah, cool. It definitely will. Am I lagging too? Like my camera? It looks like I am on when I'm looking at the stream, but I don't know if that's just the stream itself. I've been trying to get more of that background view in mind too. Yeah, I do like your new camera angle a lot. I think it's cool to like be able to be like animated with your hands and stuff. And my setup currently doesn't really allow that. I have to put my hands like way up here. If there's any more programs I can close out of. Camera is not lagging. Okay, that's good. I can deal with that then. Probably should have restarted before streaming, but that's okay. Highlighting different formats would be cool. Blogging. Yeah, I agree. Especially even like just for myself. Like if I had a list of all the blogs in the Party Corgi Discord, that'd be so handy. Because right now I just like click it when somebody posts in content creation, and then it's hard for me to remember to like look back again without having a list. Camera seems fine. Cool. All right. Well, there's some unanswered questions. Maybe some of this can be fleshed out in code. Maybe I can revisit it later. But I would like to at least get this hero going. So I'm going to just boot up the dev environment. Check out a new branch. And the flip side of that is to have bookmarks for everyone, but having an aggregated location would be nice. Yeah, I could like manually set up my own bookmarks just like as people post stuff and as I visit the site, bookmark it. But might as well be public, I think. And I could do like a list of people that I know and then maybe ask for PRs or just ask for people to link them and add them myself to start for the initial population. If we end up with a list of streamers, it'd be nice to have them randomized somehow. Yeah, that's a good point. List them by who streamed most recently. That's a good idea too. So I should take some notes. My computer is really struggling. There's like a 5-second delay between when I type something. Oh, don't want to show that. Oh. Okay. All right, so I want to randomize, well, maybe not randomize, but list of streamers should be in order of most recently streamed. And maybe we add a bloggers page. Not sure how I feel about that word bloggers, but it's good enough for now. So homepage content needs work. Cool. So I've got the server running. Let's bring it up and see what we're working with. All right. So I guess I'll start with this awesomely giant gradient. Just makes me feel good looking at it. I pulled colors right from the Corgi. I desaturated them a little bit just because the Corgi colors are very saturated, as you can see by down here. This might need to be dialed back a bit. It's pretty in your face. Maybe that's a good thing. Okay. All right, so still kind of learning ThemeUI. I'm not using it on any other projects, so my learning kind of halted when I submitted my last PR. Yeah, the lower gradient pops out way more than the top one. It definitely does. I wanted to use different colors, like different parts of the spectrum. And so I've already got the purple to blue to green. So I was trying to go to like the warmer colors, the red, oranges, and yellows. But I could maybe just play with those colors a bit. Desaturate them or darken them slightly. We'll get there. My VS Code just froze. There we go. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble tonight. The other 3 streams were fine. Okay, so we have a section that's wrapping this with 100 view width. And then I've got the max width wrapper. So maybe this section can just be the gradient. Let's go for it. I do love the code export feature for the gradients. In Figma's really nice, especially when you have really complex gradients like they were doing on Jason's stream. Okay, we got a build failure. Oh, we're just missing a comma. My local dev server is building really slow too. Dude, I could close Discord. What else? All right, gradient's coming through. It's not, the styling is not right yet. All that's because we're in hero. Well, maybe the nav can be position absolute. So where's our nav component? Oh, there it is. Let me actually work a little on the website for the live coders. Nice. In reality, there's one more page that needs to be fleshed out, and then it's just refining everything and launch. Very cool. That's exciting. It's been cool watching that evolve over the past month or so. It's really coming along. Live Coder seems to be growing too, or maybe it was just already really big. But when I'm just surfing Twitch and looking at, you know, people in the science and technology, I look at the team and it's just almost always live coders. Okay, so I'm going to do display. Oh, I mean position absolute. And then I'll have to push down the rest of the content. So I don't know if this height, I feel a lot slower in ThemeUI with the SX prop. I think that's just because I'm not used to it yet. Ooh. Then the big step of getting 120 people to write up some stuff for each of their individual member pages. Good luck with that. Yeah, that's going to be a tough one. Are you able to just start with a few of the people who are like more involved and then kind of let the rest trickle in? And by that I mean like launch without all the 120 bios. Yeah, definitely. Or just have their pages be sparse and let them flesh it out. Cool. Yeah, maybe there's some like default content that you already have just by the nature of them being live coders. I know there's an application process. I don't know what it entails. But at the very least, you have their Twitch channel, and most channels should have like some basic information. Not that you really want to go to everyone's Twitch channel and try and find their Twitter link, but yeah. I need to update my panels. My panels are from like a long time ago. The schedule one, I don't even have a schedule. That shouldn't even be there. They're off brand. it's coming together. I'm just going to hard code the height for now. Oh, the build is so slow. My computer is struggling. That's okay. I'm not trying to be ultra productive tonight. I think just pressing the button is good enough. Going live. All right, we're gonna want this to be bold. I don't know what fonts I've even got here. Let's see. It's probably gonna be in Gatsby config. Okay, we got 700. That should be good. So H1, font weight, semi-bold. Oh yeah, so this is going to be a ThemeUI thing. I can't just write 700 in here. Font weights, here we go. So heading. Yeah, we have the channel, possibly a Twitter account, programming languages, possible schedule, and some stuff we can pull from Twitch itself, like the profile image. Nice. Yeah, that's enough to create a little page. And then would they have to PR the bio themselves, or would they just like send you a chunk of text or fill out a form? So I changed the copy slightly, just make it a little bit less verbose. This tagline was inspired by everyone, but Prince really kind of pushed it forward with his comment on the Git issue. They honestly should be able to do either. All the pages are MDX, so they can just look at a template. True, yeah. So even if they're not really JavaScript or web developers, they should be able to work within Markdown. That makes sense. They can just look at a template and fill in various fields to get the page fleshed out. Cool. That's awesome. Yeah, maybe we can do something similar here for like the bloggers and the streamers. So it looks like my follower sound is not working. But Jade Nielsen, thank you for the follow. Jade Nielsen 94, appreciate it. If you're still here, welcome. I'm just working through some redesign of the Party Corgi site. It's been way too long since I put some work into this, and I think part of that is just because I've been super busy trying to get the hang of this whole content creation thing. I've been like dabbling in writing more, dabbling in streaming, dabbling in video creation on top of a full-time job. And then also I've just been kind of bummed about the original design that I had. So like I wasn't super motivated. Here's the original design. I don't know if you've been here the whole time or what, but we looked at this a little bit earlier. And it just kind of feels dull to me. Definitely would get the job done, and I could have gone ahead and implemented this. Oh, there's the sound. Maybe I just missed it before. Johnny, what's up? Welcome in. Thank you for the follow. How's it going tonight? Just popped in a little while ago. Cool. So I'm glad I'm doing this little recap. So this is the original design. And then today, or sometime this week, I was on Dribbble and saw this and got really inspired by just the use of color and the dark UI. It just feels fun. There's some movement here, like implied movement in these graphics The waves are kind of cool, creating some movement. And there's some, I don't know if you can see, but there's some, I don't know, bubbles or something going on here. So I use this as inspiration to give this a little pizzazz. Let me fix that. So it's not done yet. I think the hero's feeling pretty good. We could probably add some nice touches of polish, maybe a little animation or something. But there's definitely still some work to do in terms of the content on the homepage. Hey, Johnny. Caught the notification on the Corgi Discord and popped it. Notification on the Corgi Discord. I didn't post it there. Sorry, I'm just looking at my phone. Oh, you posted it. Thanks, Jordan. Appreciate it. Oh, I'm seeing the Twitch integration is still very manual. Yeah, I haven't even really considered that. I feel like I need to stream a bit more consistently before hooking that up for my stream. So I'm fine with just like manually posting it for now. And maybe only sometimes. No, I don't mind at all. Not at all. Appreciate it. It's a Zapier integration that you maintain. Ah, cool. I haven't really used Zapier that much. We're switching it to be something from GitHub. Is that what Ryan Harris is working on? I can't remember. There's a lot going on. Yeah, he's doing something for Mixer though. Okay. Maybe some of that will be reusable for Twitch. I'm not really sure. Okay, so font sizes in ThemeUI. Okay, so we have H1 font size. I guess I can just grab that. 42. Can I do like line height here? Hopefully percentages work. I don't know what MT and MB stands for. Wonder if I wrote that or if I copy pasted that in. So I don't think that took. Yeah, it's still 32. I definitely set it to 42. Font weight. Oh, maybe that's because I need to do font size here. It's very interesting doing development on stream. I'm not like in flow state where I can just crank and get a lot done in a short amount of time. There's a lot of mental state to maintain. And on top of that, the computer lagging. I should probably make a list of like things to do before I stream. One of those being restart my computer. Jason, good to see you. Boop. Yes, I'm going to boop you back. Going into the chat to boop you back. Time for a streaming machine. Yeah. Yeah. I kind of want to do a few more streams. Just to be a little, like to prove to myself that I'm consistent with it and enjoy it. I don't see that being an issue, but just going through the motions for a couple more weeks. I mean, I've got my machine sitting right here. I've got my gaming PC, mini ITX that I built like a year ago. So I just need to do the hookup with a capture card or however that works. I'm not really sure. You are extremely kidding? Well, I'm only half kidding. I'm only half kidding because this is rough. Like every save is like 5 seconds for the dev server to rebuild, and I've got 3 pages that it's rebuilding. So Figma was almost impossible to use. Resist this streaming machine for as long as you can. Yeah, I think that's probably right. Yeah, I've got my Fortnite machine, exactly. My Fortnite machine, and I guess it used to be a World of Warcraft machine. More Fortnite and Overwatch now. So I think the only missing link is hooking them up and then also getting my scenes and all that set up for a second time. Okay, so font size heading. It doesn't like that. Font size heading. This is the thing with like learning something new. Like I can style really fast in styled components or Sass. It always feels bad when something you know how to do already and you're really fast at it, it becomes slow for some reason or another. I get that the end goal is worth it, and I'm not going to give up on it, but in the moment it's frustrating. Okay, so back to the ThemeUI. Fonts. Okay, so maybe this is not what I want. Font weights. Can I do like a font sizes maybe? He's been playing way longer than I have. Yeah, probably true. I've been playing since like season 3. Oh, you totally need a streaming machine. It's totally not so you can play video games with me. Not at all. That sounds very personal, oddly personal there, Jason. I think this font size grew. It did. Okay. So I'm just misusing ThemeUI because I don't know what I'm doing. And that will fix itself in time. Okay. Oh, Jason, I want to show you the new design that I'm working with. So just to refresh your memory, the old one here, I think this was a good start. It was feeling a little bland and I was kind of unmotivated to implement. And then using this as inspiration, here's where we're at now. And this is what I'm working on. Me IRL. Yeah, exactly. Awesome. Glad you like it. Yo, InstaFluff stream is something else. It's like meditative. I think that's a good word for it. It like helps me focus, just having it on in the background even if I'm not paying attention. All right, add this new color for this button. It's like being dropped in the middle of a beanbag. Exactly. Yes. Yes. With my computer, so I can keep working. But yes. So colors all go here. I think I can just add arbitrary keys. So I could call this like light purple. And so our button styles. So when y'all are using ThemeUI, and like for example, this button here, it's got a lot of properties, and it's probably only going to get bigger. Do you pull it out into like a separate component like this, or just like a data structure that contains only the styles, and then just import that and do something like this? SX equals that object. You have a beanbag, Chris? That's awesome. I should think about getting one of those. Hey, Talvs. How are you? No. So Jason and Chris, neither of you do that. You'd probably go for a variant if it's getting to be reusable. Variant or a component. It's like I'm tempted to pull this out into like a different file. It's kind of hard to look at, and this file is only like 50 lines. Maybe that's just because I'm used to styled components. I'm not sure. I'm just going to keep rolling with it. Like, even if it wasn't reusable, like for example, this here is like a one-off. Right, this isn't going to be reused anywhere else on the site, most likely. And it's already, to me, it feels kind of big. We got like, what, 7 lines, and there'll probably be a few more of styling. Are you going to reuse the styles in the section? Then yeah, why move it away from where it's used? Good question. I think my reason would be to easily see the structure of this page. Maybe I could do like a little example, like just easily scan like what's going on here and not think about styling. All right, like something like this. And it could just be really small, and then inside here we'd have the H1 and the button and all that. I have a lot to think about when it comes to this, just because I kind of found styled components, fell in love, and it works for me. It's fast. I'm good with it. And so I didn't look back. I didn't really consider other things. And now I've got ThemeUI, which I'm kind of learning. I haven't touched Tailwind, so I don't really have any comparisons at the moment. So I'm kind of just thinking out loud here. My opinions are not very informed opinions. Jason, gotta go fire up the barbecue pork chop photos in the Discord. Hell yeah, bring it on. Make me hungry again for a second dinner. Thanks for stopping by, Jason. You can still pull it out into a component. Yeah, I could. So yeah, I guess that's what I'm considering. I'm gonna let this get bigger first. I mean, it is only like 50 lines. Yeah, I could pull it onto a component that's only used once. I see. So pulling it out into a component instead of just the styles into an object makes more sense. Yeah, I'm on board with that. And then that kind of brings me to the question around why not just use the styled syntax? Because it's very similar. Maybe there's a reason, like performance-wise, Or maybe it's just preference. I don't know. I don't want to go down too far down that rabbit hole. All right. We're going to get this button styled. Background color green. No, we want light purple. And color, we want white. Yeah, because the styled syntax is custom syntax that doesn't let you evolve the component. Tell me more. Evolve it how? You mean beyond styling? For example, how would you add another tag to the nav component in the styled way? Another tag to the nav component. Let's bring up the nav component. By tag, do you mean attribute? With the SX prop, you just add the tag just like any other React component. Okay. I think if I bring up another project where I've already got styled components hooked up, I could talk about this better. Bear with me here. I'm going to try and find just some example code. I'm really curious about this, actually. And we're getting way off track. So here I have a styled component called hero component, and we'll look at that. So go to my styles file. Oops. Hero component, and you can see it's just a div with some styles. And so if I want to add more elements, I can just do that here. But I have a feeling that's not exactly what you mean. There's probably more to it. Like maybe you're talking about reuse or something. I need to get me some stickers. I did order a tank top though, which I'm pretty excited about. It'll be my first tank top in my wardrobe. And I'm definitely going to be streaming that day when it arrives. The SX prop, you just add the tag just like any other React component. How would you add another tag to the nav component in the styled way? Okay, I'll click on this link. Okay, so here's your styled component. Then we have SX nav, two different SX navs. You have to refactor if you want to add a div to what is conceptually the nav using styled components. I'm thinking this through. My mind is going. You have to refactor if you want to add a div. So you've got SXNav1 and SXNav2. Yep, I'm looking at them. So you're not using styled nav. Maybe that's intentional. Yep, I'm with you there. The div for reasons. It could be any reason, sure. How do you evolve styled nav in that way? Okay. So styled nav, I'll just bring it into this project, try to ignore all the other stuff. So I got styled nav now in my styles.js. And then I would just use it like this. And I could put in anything here. And then if I wanted to reuse this somewhere else, I could put in, you know, other stuff. So here we have a div. And then like if this styled nav was to be reused, I could like make a new component. Right, so you're relying on the consumer to add the extra div even though it's always there. So if this itself was a component, it seems like the difference would be clearer showing the usage location, since that usually seems to me to be where the major difference is. Usage location. So this is the usage location. So if this component here was always the same, I'd probably wrap this up into a new component. Another way to share styles using styled components is like this here. So we can look at my mixins. I stole that word from SAS, but so it's kind of like a hand-rolled pattern, I guess. It's like this is like before I discovered ThemeUI. It's like all my colors, just in JavaScript exports. Let's see. We could look at like admin. So here, this is like reusable CSS that I could use on any styled component, for example, just like this. It's possible that I'm not completely following you, and I need to think about this when I'm not streaming. Updated, cool. Oh, no worries. I'm here to be distracted. I don't think I'm going to get a huge amount accomplished on the website just because my computer's so laggy. I'm just grateful that, you know, people showed up and liked the design. I'm motivated to work on this either on or off stream. We'll see. We can talk later in Discord if you're interested. I'm definitely interested. Absolutely. I love styling. I do a lot of styling. So, I think getting my styling process nailed down and better is definitely good. I like talking about coding stuff in general, so cool. Yeah, maybe I'll just pause for now and write a few more lines of code. And maybe spending more time in ThemeUI will help this become clearer. I've built pretty sizable applications using styled components on teams and whatnot. So like I could probably come up with examples of how I would do certain things and then be able to compare them to this gist. Tell me I understand. All right, so I'm gonna just pause that conversation for now and let's get this button styled. All right, close out of this. Okay, so we got our button component, and I want the background color to be light purple, yes, and then the color to be white. I didn't consider hovers. The green is not what we want. Maybe for now I could do background. Cool. Back into Figma, so it's 45 high. So in this case, wouldn't you have color text? Probably. That does make a lot of sense. So maybe I need to change my text color. Now let's go back into Figma. Am I using pure white here? I am. Thank you, Talves. So we can kill the white. Let's make sure I'm not using that anywhere else. Cool. All right, looking good. So maybe we can fix the navigation now. Let's take a look in Figma. So I moved the party Corgi herself, out of the word mark here. So I need to grab that GIF. Kind of think it should be stationary by default, and maybe on hover it animates. Not sure how I'll pull that off yet. Thoughts on a /assets route? I understand, Chris, I don't know if you're listening, but I know you have this. And you got all of here. Live here, but I know Jason worked on an SVG version, and there might be other versions to come. Like a still version could be nice. Use the theme, so if you decide to go to a color mode, you're using it from the theme. Yeah. Oh, so I did actually define white in the theme here, which I just deleted, which is probably pretty confusing considering white is also a CSS keyword. But still, I think text is better because it is text. And then all the text is probably going to be white. Cool, I'm clicking your link. I don't know if I've seen this yet. I think I've seen you talk about it. Cool. Nice, Taos. Post about web development. Cool. Did you make this little logo here? I like it. Let's check out this. Ooh. I'm liking this dark mode. Way better. Personal preference, but click color mode switch. Yeah, I think that's what I did here. Yeah, I'm really digging this color theme. I'm curious about accessibility here. Hope you don't mind me doing a little bit of ad hoc accessibility checks, but this could totally be fine. It's hard for me to tell. So grab your colors, and then I'm just going to run a Figma plugin. Check the contrast. Yeah, it's my logo for my corp and now my business. Cool. So you own a business. Yeah, it is failing. Accessibility checks. Let's see if we bring it up a bit. I'm curious if you have, is this pure gray or is this a little, okay, so it's a little blue. I like it. I like it. So just bringing it up a bit. And then we can run the check again. Okay, so now it's passing, mostly. I'll have to scale in my color palette a little better. Yeah. It is nice though, you had a great start, for sure. Okay. Well, thanks for showing that. Navigation. Okay, so Discord, code of conduct. And did I have, where is the logo? Okay, so we don't need this exclamation point, and I think it's fine to just do partycorgi.com. Let's grab some styles. I think I'm using 700 here. Yep, 700 white and size 20 pixels. So time to do some more ThemeUI. Gotta go eat, but we have to do a Fortnite Season 2 run with the Corgi soon. Yes, we do. I played a little bit with my brother, and I watched a little bit on stream. They added a lot of stuff back. We've got launch pads, we got minigun, drum gun is back, and there's some new items too. Decoys, which look pretty fun. Possibly annoying, but we'll see. You played with Malsey Marl the other night. Fun. Cool. I have not yet played with Malsey. But I feel like we're always needing a fourth, so. You haven't been playing many games lately. Been really busy, but I do miss it. Won about 4 squads. Nice. Who else were you playing with? 3-man with a friend of his, another coder. Wow, you won 4 squads as a trio on Oceania, meaning we're like what 130 ping or something. That's awesome. I don't know what that means. They are Kiwis. What does that mean? I feel like this font weight should just be bold instead of heading, because this is not a heading, but it is bold. New Zealanders, cool. Seems like that font weight did not work. Nope, it did not. Neither did the size. Yeah, so here I broke out the styles. This is probably strange. Maybe I'll revert that. Talk soon and keep up the streams. Thanks, Talvs. Appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. It's always good to chat. Thanks for showing off your blog a little bit. Looking forward to seeing how that comes along. Have a good night. I feel really clunky in ThemeUI. And doing it in public makes me a little self-conscious, but hey. Font weight, heading. Font weight, heading. I don't know. Let's try it on the nav. Loading, loading. I don't think that worked either. Yeah, so why is this happening? It's like it's not, oh, do I need to do this? No, I am doing this because we are in nav, but I'm definitely not doing this in, no, I am doing that in layout. Huh. Well, maybe we could work on just the positioning. It's tough doing styling with all the lag. All right, that's coming along. It's a good time for a commit. All right, checking back in on the design, I need to bring in these 8-bit mountains. We need the Discord logo. We need the party corgi, arguably the most important part. Also, this text should be centered, as should the button. Before I stream, restart computer. Oh, I also upgraded my operating system between now and my last stream. I wonder if that has anything to do with it. I'm now on, what is it, Catalina? Coming from Mojave. Okay, so set sound settings. What else do I need to do? I need to open Twitch. What is it called? Creator dashboard. And in here I need to set the stream title and notification message. Okay, I also need to update the overlay, update the intro screen. I'm actually going to pull it up on my phone just to see if it's laggy. Because I'm viewing my stream on my other monitor and it's super laggy. But I think that could just be my computer. Like if I pulled up anyone's stream, it might be lagging. So we'll see. My face looks a little washed out. I think it's all right. That's good news. Okay. Audio is definitely coming through clear. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, if it was like as laggy as it appears for me, for everyone, it probably wouldn't be worth continuing on. And I could just restart my computer and restart the stream or call it for today, but that's okay. Sounds like it's okay. So let's add the 8-bit mountain. I've actually never tried to create a component with a number as the leading character. We'll see if that works. This giant SVG is composed of many, many rectangles, which is probably contributing to my computer chug-a-luggin'. Are you getting any like loading spinners, Chris? Probably have to come in here and clean up this SVG. Like maybe trace around it so it's not composed of many rectangles. Might be worth trying to do that now. Video is a bit delayed. Okay. No loading spinners, then that's fine with me. All right, so I'm gonna try and union all 200 rectangles using the Figma Boolean operations. So I held Shift there to select them all, and then our Boolean operations are up here. Oh, there's a little tooltip. Boolean groups is what they call it. So union these, and my computer is going to think about that. Okay, so now that we're unioned, we can go to Object, raise vector, no, it's Object, outline stroke, and let's see what happens. Okay, so we don't have a million rectangles. We do have way more vector points than we need. So it didn't do a great job of keeping this clean. I don't know if there's a way to like drag. No. Like select multiple points. All right, due to my computer's lag, I can't do this now. So I'm going to just export it as is. And before I commit, code phobia, rating with a party of 44. Hey, how's it going, everyone? Come on in. I'll just do a little rewind. So first of all, my computer is chugging. I'm on a Mac, streaming on a Mac. Didn't restart beforehand, so things might be a little weird, a little laggy. That's okay. Anyways, I'm working on the Party Corgi website. Maybe about a month ago, I designed this as like a starting point. And Chris Piscardi, who's in the chat here, gave me the approval to start development on this. So I kicked it off, and then eventually my progress kind of waned. I got a little unexcited about the design, but over the weekend, yesterday, started redesigning using this dribble shot here as inspiration. So I think this color is working a lot better. Feels a little more vibrant, lively, exciting, fun. So I'm using this to learn ThemeUI for the first time, and it's my second Gatsby site. Thank you for the raid, Code Phobia. Looks good, thank you. Appreciate it. I'm hoping to get this live sooner than later. Pretty excited about the design, and I've been finding myself needing this website for myself, so that should be motivation enough to get it going. I was chilling in your stream earlier, actually, Code Phobia. It was muted, so I had no idea what you were doing, but I think something with the lights was changing. I don't exactly know, but that was cool. All right, let's see if my computer will let me export this. Mobile app stuff today, cool. What frameworks and languages were you working in? I've done a little bit of mobile dev myself, but nothing worth talking about. Angular native script. So that's definitely not React Native. So does that mean you're working in like Ionic, or is native script its own thing? And does that like also deploy to like iOS and Android? Yeah, I've never heard of that before. So export 8-bit mountain. And then let's bring this in. It's its own thing, iOS and Android, yeah. Awesome. Thank you for the link, Ben. How's the work going on the live coder site, Ben? Nativescript.org. Create native iOS and Android apps with JavaScript. Very cool. Oh, it supports Vue too. Interesting. So this is a competitor to React Native, I would assume. So I have some experience with React Native maybe about a year or two ago, and it was rough. Like upgrading the React Native version, I had to go and like deal with merge conflicts in like the source code. It was terrible. So I kind of stopped using it and haven't revisited it since. Nick, I think that's his name, De Jesus. I was chatting with him a bit, and he's been doing React Native, and he said it's improved significantly since then. But like I said, I haven't even heard of this. So, and I don't know anyone else using it, so I'm curious what it's like. That sounds awful, says Chris. Yes, it was. It was terrible. Like some of the bridging, I guess, between the JavaScript and the native languages was like checked into Git, I guess. And so when you upgraded versions, yeah, I'm remembering now. So when I had to add packages like from NPM, I'd have to go in and modify some of that like native code in Swift and in Android Studio. And so some of those files were the same files used in like React Native Core, I guess. So my files were different. Yeah, you get the idea. Link slumps you code React. Very cool. Me too. Been coding React for 3-ish years now. Kind of new to Gatsby still, but loving it so far. Okay, so this SVG is not as bad as I thought it would be, which is good. So I just turn this into a little functional component and import it in Hero. So yeah, this naming is terrible. I was going to call it mountain. It's likely going to have to talk with someone and do some pair programming on one feature where the profile image for each member on their individual page overlaps 2 elements. It's kind of working, but it's hacky as hell right now. I love pair programming. I feel like I get a lot done pair programming sometimes, especially on like new features or new paradigms, new patterns. or even mob programming, depending on the size of your team. I once was friends with yet another Ryan, who worked at Pivotal Labs, and apparently their whole company always pair programs, which I found very interesting. Just every day you come into the office, I guess you have a shared desk. I don't know how that works. Maybe you take turns whose desk you're sitting at, and then like bring over your keyboard. And there's actually a piece of software, I forget what it's called, but it's for GitHub to allow you to like commit as two people. Screenshot of it, awesome. Let's check it out. Mr. Waffles 2018, thank you for the follow. How's it going? Welcome. How are you doing tonight on this fine Saturday evening? I understand pair programming is two programmers and one computer. So two brains are solving the same problem, right? Yes, exactly. Ilya Backlin. Yep. And if you have, two keyboards hooked up, you can like take turns. You have to do lots of talking, I'm sure. I've done some pair programming like that in short spurts, but never like full time. Personally, I feel like there are some times when it would be less efficient. Something like styling, I don't think it really needs two people or needs to be talked about, but maybe a new feature with some logic. I think that would definitely be nice. You came with Codephobia, awesome. Glad to have you. Hope his stream went well. All right, Landon, I got it up. I like the font choice. Nice little 8-bit font. So tell me about the issue. Like the image there is fixed, which breaks everything when I resize the window. I see. So why is this image fixed? I guess that'd be my question. Just like off the cuff, not really knowing much about the goals of this layout, I would probably use negative margin or negative top rather than a position fixed or absolute. Actually, this kind of styling would be nice, given this is layout, which gets quite technical. Yeah, fair enough. That's a good point. Yeah, I was just lurking, but I also stream. You stream too? Awesome. Well, let's give you a follow. Trying to figure out how to get to your... Yes, I'm kind of new at this. Bear with me. How do I get to your stream? Guess I could just copy and paste your name. Working on a few projects at the moment. What project are you working on? Yeah, I can't click on your name the same way that you can just because I'm in the stream manager looking at chat. I'm just gonna do it the manual way. Doing Udemy stuff and this one. Which one? Cool, followed. I'll check out your next stream. The Odin Project, never heard of that. Your career in web development starts here. Okay. So this is some like courses. Learn, build, connect. Learn everything you need to know to become a web developer. Very cool. So does this cost money? $40 lessons. Let's check out the courses. Okay, so it looks like text format. More text. Are there any videos? I'm curious. That's what I'm kind of looking for here. Videos, screencasts. Nope, it's free. Wow. Who made this? It seems like a lot of work for something free. Yeah, I could do negative margin or something like that. I'm liking how the profile image goes between the header and that paragraph, but implementation of it gets into some deep layout stuff. Could do negative margin, something like that. I'm liking how the... Yeah, I definitely agree. This overlap is important. So if this... Hey, Codephobia, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. And thanks again for the raid. Super cool of you. I'll try and tune into your stream next time with the volume on when I'm not doing work. Link Slumps, thanks for the follow. How's it going? Gonna run for food, but wanted to get that follow in. Awesome. Really appreciate that, man. Have a good night, and hope you have some good food too. Okay, Ben. I want to get this thought out real quick. So I'm just kind of thinking out loud, but if this was all inside this black here, right? By default, it's just, maybe a wrapper div with display flex, and then 2 divs inside that, one for all this text, and then one for this image. And then the wrapper div around this image could just have, negative 50 pixels margin top, just to pull it up a bit. It might need to be position relative and top, not margin top. But position fixed would mean that, like, as you scroll, this stays in position. Maybe that's the intended behavior. I'm not sure. Yeah, you don't want fixed. I see. I think you said you were working with fixed before, but maybe I'm mistaken. Or maybe you meant something else. Either absolute or move the margins. Yeah, absolute could potentially work. You would need, so I would put this in this black here. Give the black wrapper position relative. And then the image could have position absolute within this position relative wrapper. And then you could do top negative 50. That should work. Gotcha. Not position fixed. Gotcha. Cool. The Odin project. Cool. I'll check them out later. Yeah, I'm trying to get into more course creation. I don't know at what level. But this could be good inspiration for that. I don't mind reading courses, to be honest. Yeah, reading is great, for sure. Sometimes videos are nice, but it's a nice change as everything is video nowadays, yeah. There's no PHP. I don't think PHP is needed to become a web developer. Yeah, there are other courses out there, paid and unpaid. All right, so just trying to keep myself grounded here. We still have a project that I'm working on that is currently not building. Oh, we're not importing React. That's an easy one. Well, given the case, if you learn JavaScript, no other backend language is needed, as you can build your own with Node.js. That is true. There are some things you'll need to learn coming from the front end. But yes, that's right. You don't need to learn a new language. I like to just listen to Spotify or YouTube music and just read. Yeah, that's true. Sometimes that's what I'm in the mood for too. I don't think you were being disrespectful, Backlund. I didn't take it that way anyways. Wanting to learn PHP is a valid thing. All right. So we got our mountain imported. Let's see what happens if we just put it on the page. It's probably going to look whack, but that's okay. Yep. Looks kind of funky. So we don't really need this flex direction row. Not sure why that was there. Regardless, I probably want this to have position absolute. And just bring it on down to the bottom. And then we're going to have to pass these props down to our SVG. So let's open up a mountain again, and then just pass the props down and spread them out. There we go. So now our mountain is getting the styles that we're giving it from the hero. So position absolute. So we're going to want bottom 0. So I'm going to need to figure out what to do at really large monitor sizes like this. Probably won't be too hard to just kind of extrapolate this over. It's good commit time. Add 8-bit mountain. The Odin project is constantly evolving because of people like you who get further along in the curriculum and pay it forward by improving. I see. So are they open source and like they accept pull requests for new course content? That's pretty cool. I think it's open source. Yeah, okay, you just said that. So yeah, Backlund, you need to submit that PHP PR? You guys are funny. All right, I'd like to get the party Corgi on here before much else. The whole site is made with Ruby. I haven't coded with Ruby in a long time. So I know Gatsby has special image things that I'm not super familiar with. I'm actually going to refresh my memory on how I'm doing images on my blog. So I've got a static folder. I wonder if I did anything special to hook that up or if that's just the Gatsby default. I do want to hook into all the Gatsby image magic eventually. They have a Discord? Cool. Maybe I'll check that out. Like I said, I want to get into course creation, tutorials, etc. I've got one single tutorial out right now, and a handful of blog posts in varying states. So yeah, any inspiration for what you all think are good courses, I'm definitely open to checking out. Okay, so there is a static folder here. What is this? This looks like it's been generated. Maybe this is the build folder. I'm not sure. Nice. I also have a small community of newish developers. If you want to join the Discord and help a newbie, sure. Yeah. I mentor a handful of recent bootcamp grads, so I'm kind of familiar with what they're going through. Like looking for that first developer job, not knowing what to do in the vast ecosystem of web development. Do I learn React? Do I learn Angular? Do I learn Vue? Do I need to learn backend? Do I need to learn databases? It can definitely be overwhelming as a new developer. It's for me the Discord link. Awesome. Sounds good. So the code of conduct is going to need some love as well. Wonder if I could bring in like a less loud version of this giant gradient here, background gradient. So the original design, you can check it out here. Something like this. I'll copy and paste it, and let's just play around a little. It's like, what would this look like if you just had like a condensed version of the same gradient? If OBS wasn't lagging my computer so much, I could maybe clean up this Figma file on stream. So maybe I can figure that out for next time. So I think this is okay. I definitely want to bring over the same type styles. This white on the colored is kind of hard to see. My accessibility tools actually struggle to check accessibility or color contrast against gradients. So I'll have to revisit that. Maybe a text shadow could help. You can add me to the bot for when you go live. Awesome. Yeah, that'd be great. I'm new to streaming, at least new to code streaming. So getting some exposure would be awesome. And you would also love a mentor? Well, as a matter of fact. So this is my site here. I've got this page. I'll just link it to you. It's kind of a bit of a wall of text. I'm not going to read it out loud, but I do offer free mentorship. Give that a read, and if it sounds like something you're interested in, hit me in my Discord or send me an email. We can chat about it. Cool. See, I'm liking this. I think I could use a little variation though. Like what if we do something like this? And give this the same color as the background. Drop it here. So this helps with the accessibility issue. Not sure I like it aesthetically yet, but maybe I can play with it a little bit and get it there. Maybe some rounded corners would help. It's kind of nice. Maybe now with the rounded corners I could bring it up a bit. Something like this. So our accessibility issues are solved. We have a little bit of layout variation. It's not just this hard line. A little more horizontal white space. You said you mentor for free? Yes, I mentor for free. For now, anyways. I'm probably going to have to shut it down at some point. I'm currently mentoring 5 people. Obviously, that's not going to scale infinitely. And by shut it down, I don't mean completely. I just mean like maybe take it down or say, you know, temporarily not accepting new mentees. But for now, it's still open. I can handle probably maybe 1 or 2 more. Yeah, so it's usually like once a week or once every other week, a 30-minute video chat. And we could work towards goals that we set together. So maybe that's getting a job, maybe that's learning React, maybe that's learning design. Yeah, for sure. Probably be best to send me an email. I do use Google Calendar to schedule calls, Google Hangouts. My email link is on the website. And yeah, we can schedule a 30-minute intro chat and see what's up. That'd be awesome. Yeah, as I zoom out, I'm definitely liking this layout. So we can move forward with that. Still not exactly sure what I'm going to do about images, so putting that off for now. Sending me your GitHub, cool. Currently a student learning IT, computer networks, and information tech. Passion for creating things and making websites, sweet. Oh, Ireland. Time zones will be interesting. Awesome. HTML and CSS right now. Cool. What are you looking to improve on or learn? So I think before pull requesting, I need to get the code of conduct at least readable and not like overlapping like that. So maybe I'll shoot over to that component and see what we can do. So it is just bringing in an MDX doc right now. We've got our H1, but then because the navigation is now position absolute, we need to push this down a bit. So I guess I'll just give this margin top for now. And I'm just winging these values here. Click on the projects. I'll do that off stream, or if we get on a call together, we can look through them. How about that? Trying to learn Vanilla.js. Okay, cool. Odin project and Udemy and one other thing. Nice. Yeah, that's awesome. We could definitely go through some vanilla JS or even some React if that's interesting to you. Okay, so that's pushing everything down. That's not what we want. You'd like to learn Vue. Not sure which one is better. So I don't think one is necessarily better. The way I like to evaluate frameworks like this is by popularity. That's definitely a controversial opinion. However, there are more React job offers out there, job listings, I should say, than any other framework. So that weighs in both to me finding a job, but also my company or the company that I'm working for hiring. So that's one thing I like to take into consideration, especially as a new developer. I think once you learn one and become pretty familiar with one, it's not super difficult to transition that knowledge over to Vue or Svelte or Angular. Learning that first one is definitely the biggest hurdle. I think you just pick one. If Vue excites you, learn Vue. And Node. Cool. That sounds a bit overwhelming, learning 2 frameworks and some backend. Maybe you're handling that fine, but definitely would recommend kind of focusing and narrowing the scope down of what you're trying to learn all at once, especially if you're kind of new to JavaScript. Like maybe just focus on vanilla JavaScript for now. Learn about event listeners, learn data structures. Hey Ben, sent a message in the Live Coders Discord and got a pair programming session set up with another member on the team to work on refining the image layout. That's awesome. Very cool. Excited to see how that goes. It'd be cool to see that on stream. I don't want to put pressure on you to do that. Really nice when you can reach out to your team and people offer to help. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that is why I love Party Corgi so much. I think everyone gets help when they ask, no matter what they're asking for. Blog post review or Gatsby help, or like De Jesus was asking about robots.txt today. Hey, Chris. Representing the emote game. So we're making progress. Progress is slow. We got these mountains rendering. Positioning isn't quite right, but they exist. Code of conduct is readable. Needs styling. Mr. Waffles, thanks for stopping by. Look forward to hearing from you. Checking out some of your projects. Thanks for the Discord invite. Sweet. I'll check it out after the stream. Have a good night. But yeah, there's just an abundance of help in that Discord. It's nuts. I've never seen anything like it. Like sometimes I'll be on my phone and someone asks a question, I'm like, oh, I could help with that. And by the time I walk over to my computer, 3 people have already given answers. Have a good stream. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, so I wanted to spice up the code of conduct a little, heading in this direction. It would be nice if this header was consistent. Maybe I should componentize that and kind of follow some of my own advice. I've been working kind of fast in Figma today. All this design kind of came about this morning or early afternoon, so I haven't had time to really clean things up. That's okay. Can componentize it right now. Push through the lag. Okay, copy paste this navigation over. The input lag is real. All right, so I'm seeing some centering issues. We can fix that. All right, so now we got our header component. It'll be consistent in all of our pages. I'm thinking about this, how I'm going to lay out the code of conduct, background gradient. Does ThemeUI support things like gradients? Like I want this gradient to be the same everywhere. I mean, for now, I'm just going to copy paste it. And this is probably going to look wild. It kind of looks cool. Put it in as a color string. Oh, nice. Okay. Could I add like arbitrary top level keys? Like if I wanted to separate it out like this, would that work? Probably not. So we'll call this purple green gradient, or maybe hero gradient. But it won't be automatic anymore. Background color, my gradient. Okay, let's try it out. Okay, so that didn't work. I didn't follow your instruction exactly. I didn't use background color. Background color, hero gradient. Maybe I named it incorrectly. The color is important. I see. Does that even work though? Can you do background color linear gradient? Checking the inspector, good idea. All right, so it's not the string hero gradient. It is the actual. Do you need background image? Yes. I mean, I didn't here. Maybe because I'm using the shorthand. Or not here, but in the hero. Like this works because of the shorthand. So I'm not sure how. And can we do background image hero gradient? Let's try it. Because gradients belong to the image data type, they can only be used where images can be used. For this reason, a linear gradient won't work on background color. I see. And other properties that use the color and data type. Okay, so this won't work exactly like we want. Yeah, you need background image. I don't think that'll pull from the colors object. Correct. Cool, thank you for the source. Okay. So in my other projects, I would probably create like a gradients file and just import that file for the consistency. It's probably not the ThemeUI way. I wish this was accessible because it's fun to read or look at or scroll. Worst case scenario, you can use the hook to grab the theme and then do your top level gradients object. Oh, I see. So that's kind of the same way as just like importing a JavaScript file. That makes a lot of sense. So I think I'm gonna go back and like clean some of this stuff up off stream. The lag is really killing me, so I'm kind of just dealing with some tech debt as we go. So being able to import the whole theme file, that's pretty nice. And like all reusable styles could be in here. I wonder if on bigger apps this file becomes unwieldy. If there's like a lot of reusable styles that aren't able to go into components. I guess we'll see as this evolves. Maybe people split the theme file up. Like if they have 100 colors or something, break it out into a colors file and then import that into the theme index. Most people aren't hitting that level of scale yet. I see. You can require import colors and yeah, cool. So you could potentially break that big object up into smaller files and then kind of reconstruct it in the index if you did hit that kind of scale. Yeah, I don't have any projects that would hit that scale yet either. I'm just thinking. All right, I'll leave this here for now as a to use this. Might need to move it to a different top level key and import the theme. Okay. Back to the code of conduct. Hey, Chris, what do you think about like if you see a violation, contact you with an email link, or should it just link to Discord? Like we have the admin team. What does it say in here? I read this at one point. When reporting, let the person know. Contact admins. Could this be like actionable here? We have emails for each of the mods and one that sends to all mods. Are those emails in this code of conduct? They are. Cool. So I'll turn these into mail to links. Yes, you did. Verified. Perfect. Thank you. Man, I'm really excited to style this up. It's gonna look good. I've got some habits to break here working with ThemeUI. I'm used to semicolons. I'm used to not putting things in quotes. This is not conducive to working quickly. And finally, it re-renders, but it's looking good. The COC here is pulled straight from the markdown. Yes, that is correct. I will show you that. So we got our MDX document coming right from coc.mdx, which I did not touch. That was here already when I first cloned the repo. pulling it up now. We have an email listed later in the doc. We should make contact admins link to the mods. Link to the mod email or something. So you see intro. So yeah, something up here. Absolutely. Early on in these bullet points. Yeah, okay, cool. Well, not quite exact. Like, yes, these need to be mailed to links. At least not exactly what I wrote down here. I'll just add this to my own to-do list. I could probably knock this out. So it's more than just a mail to link. It's going to be some actual content modification to just bring that email up into one of these bullet points, or it makes sense. I can read through this and maybe suggest a spot. Writing CSS the old way is definitely muscle memory for me now. So it's going to be interesting maintaining both ways of writing. I did tweet about that earlier, and somebody suggested some tools to help with that I never followed up on. Okay, we're getting there. I'm really struggling with the lag. It's really hard to make progress, especially for like quick little styling things where I'm used to like instant feedback on what I'm doing. So I'm thinking I should probably call it soon and figure my shit out so that I'm not lagging like crazy. So I'm going to commit here. COC design progress. I think we made some good progress tonight. Some important people got to see the design. Jason stopped by. Chris has been here the whole time. Landon BR is in here. Hey, Daniel90, Daniel H. How's it going? Thank you for the follow. Where was I? Yes. I've got a to-do list, which we can bring up. Talked a bit about content, potentially a bloggers page with a link to all the Party Corgi blogs. The homepage content definitely needs work, but I don't think that's a blocker to continuing development. The code of contact should be pretty quick and easy to knock out, but it's good that that's been brought to our attention. And then I've also got a little to-do list here to help with the lag in the future. Hurricane Moosh asks, do you know how to program in Java? I've done a little bit of Java, but I don't consider myself competent in it. I could, maybe work my way around. some existing piece of Java software and make some small changes, but implementing some huge new feature, absolutely not. Need Jason to get on Streamblitz. I remember that when I first joined the Party Corgi Discord, there were like some screenshots floating around, but I have no idea what its purpose is. I kind of forget. Not sure if I even ever knew. Hurricane Moosh, unfortunately, I probably can't help you debug any Java code unless it's JavaScript. I wish I could help you. Basically, lambdas that handle stream sounds, GIFs, etc. That would be nice. So is that similar to what Landon has set up, or Ben, where his overlays and stuff are hosted on Netlify? So you could add the Party Corgi counter or something. Oh, so like shareable, like little modules. That'd be sweet. Yeah, that'd be awesome. And then people could publish their own modules that could be upvoted or something. Maybe even paid ones. I see a lot of potential there. Jason seems like a busy guy, though. Echelon TV, how you doing? What is your opinion on WordPress? I feel so limited with WordPress while building websites. So WordPress is good. It depends on the use case. I think if you have clients that do not know how to code, and maybe those clients want to tweak things and post blog articles with SEO and tagging and filtering and authors and all that, the WordPress CMS is a great solution for that use case. As a React developer, I wouldn't want a WordPress site for myself because of the limitations that you're talking about. So that's why I chose Gatsby. Jason's got the whole plan for it. Like that, we'll see. Yeah, maybe we should poke him a bit more, get a little fire started. Because yeah, I could definitely use that, and it would be fun to just publish some stream components. I don't know what to call them. For people to incorporate into their stream. I'm looking into learning React in the next couple of weeks. Very cool. Gatsby is a great place to start if you're already, a developer. Oh yeah, I did notice you had the same Corgi counter and Corgi Stampede. Oh, I don't know if I've seen the Stampede on your stream recently. Cool, same Stampede. Echelon, you'll bookmark Gatsby and check it out. Thanks for the answer. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, for something personal, I definitely recommend Gatsby or some other static site generator that doesn't necessarily have a CMS behind it. That lets you kind of, it's greenfield. You can do whatever you want. There's other ones out there too that aren't based on React. You could look into Jekyll. You could look into Eleventy. There's probably like 5 other ones that I can't remember at this time. Before Gatsby, my blog was just a Jekyll theme. But if you have clients who need access to update copy, add pages, blog posts, I think WordPress is a strong solution. Probably the biggest competitor would be Webflow, which I'm probably logged in. Should probably not bring up an incognito window. So Webflow is another great solution for clients who want to do things, update the site. There's a CMS. You can make design changes without even knowing how to code. But as a developer, this is too limiting, just like WordPress is too limiting. You can build out custom coded websites and stuff. I know my HTML and CSS and some Java. Cool. But I'm just looking to expand my knowledge because I feel limited. Well, if you are interested in web development, I think React and Gatsby is a fine path forward. If you're looking to expand your coding knowledge, though, Webflow is probably not the... Did my stream die? I'm seeing a network error. Still up? Oof, all sorts of technical difficulties today. Okay. Here, let me show you what I see. This is what I see when I look at my stream. Roman, what's up, dude? So this is what I'm seeing when I'm on my stream manager here. But yeah, it is still okay on my phone. Roman, yeah, Webflow is great if you're doing some client work. Clients who want access, who want to tweak copy at the last minute before launch day when the CEO decides that their bio is too wordy or something. Yeah, I built a pretty big site. Actually, it's live. We can little Ryan show and tell. So I built this site completely in Webflow. It was cool to evaluate the tool and to understand like where it goes in my toolkit. But I can't say that I really enjoyed like the grunt work of fleshing out all of these pages. The client's happy though. Like they can post new blog posts just like filling out a form. And the designer can come in and tweak designs without needing to contact a developer or contact me. I'm considering doing like a course on intro to Webflow for designers, which is probably not the audience that's in the stream with me tonight. But I think there is an audience out there who could benefit from like the designers out there who want to be able to implement their own portfolio without Squarespace or Wix. Happy clients are paying clients. Exactly. I always try to like get work that advances me as a developer and also makes the client happy and makes me money. But with a full-time job, sometimes you don't have control over that. This is one of those cases. But that's okay. I did learn a fair amount and I can like talk about Webflow and yeah, the no code space is exciting to me. I think like Blocks UI is doing really cool stuff. I think like this is where the future really is. Not so much Webflow, but Webflow is definitely kind of leading the way and pushing everyone towards that. And I'm sure Webflow would pick that up and boost you a bit. You've never been able to do Webflow, WordPress stuff, code, literally. Yeah, it definitely feels easier. Like there were many times where I was like, I could do this faster in React or in CSS, whatever. But the thing is, if I was doing it in like a Gatsby build or something, there would be that time for building in the CMS. And like I haven't really evaluated CMS tools. I know there's like Tina CMS and a couple other ones. And I've never tried these. And I'm not super motivated to try them. I don't know if this is even the right URL. Unless there's some client with a big checkbook who wants this done. So yeah, I had to keep in mind that, yeah, I could have been doing this faster from scratch by hand, but I'm getting all the CMS stuff for free with Webflow. Echelon says, you don't feel like a developer while building websites with WordPress. Yeah, for sure. Neat, check it later. Going to get this React Python work going. Nice. Hope you got some good sleep, Roman. Remember your stream earlier today, you were kind of tired. Scared for the future of web design. What if devs are replaced with drag and drop stuff? Chris says devs won't be replaced with drag and drop, and I agree with him 100%. I think no code is something for our developers to be excited about, not threatened by. And if they are, then we'll just get time to work on more interesting problems than create the 100th button for the 200th client. Yeah, I think we got nothing to worry about. Hey, Maxell, aka Prince. Yeah, Echelon, I don't think you got anything to worry about. You're smart. You can write code. You can problem solve. I think there will always be work for people with those skill sets. How's it going, Prince? How was your Saturday? What'd you do today? Guess since we got some people floating in, I'll just leave the design up. I can't really code right now just because of how laggy my computer is. And I hate saying that for the 100th time, but yeah. Saturday was good. Spent watching Sex Education on Netflix. Cool. I think I heard about that from one of my friends. I can't remember. I'm just going to bring the chat over here so I don't have to look away. After spending a late night before from Flask. Oh, you're learning Python. Echelon, you built a CMS backend for a client a couple years back with PHP. Cool. Yeah, I've built a couple custom CMSs myself. It works for certain clients. Not all of them. Some of them want to be able to edit literally every text field. Excuse me. And Webflow is great for that. So is WordPress. Building from scratch, maybe not so much. I have a hunch Tina CMS would be great for that too. Prince, how's the Flask coming along? I've worked with one Flask app a couple years ago. I wouldn't consider myself strong in it, but it felt cool. Flask is going well. Good. Glad to hear it. I just am going through a tutorial myself and trying to get the essence and patterns awesome. Applying what you learn. Is that for your full-time job or a side project? Echelon, do you have offers coming in regularly, or do you search and convince businesses that they need a website yourself? So over the years, I've built up a network of both clients and just peers. And so I'm kind of lucky in that I don't have to look for clients. So either I get recommended from one client to another, or a peer, it's like somebody I've worked with in the past, maybe they come across work that maybe isn't the best fit for them, or they're already booked up. And so they ask me, or, everyone in their network, if anyone has bandwidth to take on a new project. And that kind of just comes with time in the business and building relationships and knowing how you work with other people and who you trust to get the job done, and knowing who has what strengths for the different types of projects that exist. That being said, the project I showed you earlier, the Webflow one, was for my full-time job, which is kind of an agency slash like incubator business model. So when I was saying client in that context, it was really a client of my company, not a personal client. But before working for my current company, I did full-time freelance for 2 years. Maxell says full-time work is React, but we use Python on the back end. And so I just want to be at least able to converse well with the other team and solve smaller problems on my own. Awesome. I like that drive to just kind of have a wider understanding of the whole product. Before this full-time job, I was working at Joyable, and their backend was in Ruby. And I did a similar thing where I was hired on mostly front end and design, but took it upon myself to learn a little bit of Ruby just to do some smaller tasks, or some simple API like CRUD APIs or something. They don't take much Ruby knowledge to implement. It was nice to be able to do that on my own eventually. I think it took me a little bit to get up to speed, but yeah. A lot of businesses are hard to convince because they don't understand the value a website can bring. Pretty frustrating. Yeah. And I guess as freelancers, it's up to us to convince them of that value, which can be hard to do. Maybe, I don't know. I would maybe suggest looking for different avenues of finding clients. Not sure I have a great solution for that suggestion, but convincing someone to pay for something they don't want to pay for sounds like an uphill battle. Yeah, it's definitely better when they're coming to you. It gives you some leverage. Hey Prince, while you're here, check out the new design that we're working on tonight for the Party Corgi site. I'm curious to know what you think. I used a lot of inspiration for the tagline here: an inclusive community of content creators helping each other grow. Inspiration from your comment on the GitHub issue, which I actually haven't looked at in a couple weeks. Here we go. I like the idea of highlighting the community aspect, of becoming better together, and it being space for empowering growth. So I almost literally, word for word, took your comment here and applied some, I put on my copywriting hat and came up with this. I'm here for this lovely design. Thank you, Prince. I also love the tiny corgi cloud. Oh, yes. I'm so happy somebody noticed. I don't know if this will get implemented. I was trying to do something fun here. I don't know. I was feeling goofy, I guess. I learned recently to also price my websites on the value they can bring to the company rather than the price. That's hard to do. It's definitely best for you if you can do like value-based pricing, but how do you know what value? Maybe this is just something I struggle with. Maybe this is a personal problem, but how do you find out that value for like a new client that you might not have a previous relationship with? Like, how much is it worth to them? I don't know. How are you going to get them to tell you that information? I don't know. Love the corgis. Yes. Yeah. Maybe we could like do some sort of Konami code and release the corgis happens or some variation of it. Maybe a variation of it, like a pared down variation of it. Save the real thing for the streams. Or maybe like these little guys could climb the 8-bit mountain. Maybe if you like hover over them, you can give them a little kick in the butt, get them moving up the hill. Still need to work on this gradient. Also need a footer. That'd be dope. Yes, it would. Polish layer at the end. I think I've got some good momentum going here. I think I'm finally settling on this design and motivated to finish it up. So, yeah, fixing the lag while streaming seems kind of like number one priority. If assuming I want to stream the whole thing, stream 100% of the development here, which I don't necessarily have to do. It'd probably work a lot faster if I did it off stream. But I kind of want to stream it anyways. And then, yeah, I think the next few streams will just be this. I want this to exist. Is the lag on your side? Yes, it's on my side mostly. I mean, you would notice it if you saw me make changes. Like I was rebuilding this 3-page site was taking like 10 seconds for a 1-line CSS change. So you would notice that. But the stream itself, from what I understand, is not lagging. It's just my computer is maxed out, I guess. Yeah, basically ask them their monthly profit. Okay, that's bold, but I like it. And then tell them you can potentially bring them X more customers / products sold, and then on a yearly basis, the profit you could make them is a no-brainer in comparison to the cost of the website. Cool, yeah, I think that could potentially work. Those two numbers side by side, it'd be hard for them to say no. All right, y'all. Getting kind of tired. It's 10:30 here. Thank you so much for hanging out. It was a lot of fun. I should probably be back again soon. Need to work out a schedule. It's kind of just been on a whim. Thanks for coming, Chris. Thanks for chatting. Thanks for some guidance on the website. Prince, glad you made it in. Good to see you. Yeah. Well, you're on the East Coast or West Coast time. So it's only 7:30 for you. You got some time. Yeah. Echelon. Yeah, no problem. I'm happy to answer any questions. Really. I think that's half the fun. So yeah, please come back again and ask more questions. So I'll see you all next time. Warner out. Thanks for the follow, Echelon. I see you. There's supposed to be an image here, an outro image, but I moved it on my hard drive, so now it's just black. Spooky. I'm gonna fix it right now. The ending but not ended. Yeah, they roll the credits and then the movie just keeps on going. Or yeah, the character's talking on set after. Well, hey, we got a stream ending scene, so I'm actually stopping the stream now. Good night, y'all.